Hello everybody and welcome back to Elderberry Sprout. So today I wanted to get back into my traveler's notebook and do kind of like a 6-month review about how my planning has been going and how I'd like to change things for the next 6 months. So to start off, I think I might have added these charms since 6 months ago. And I'm still loving my little closure here. I've got a pen loop on the top where I have a conventional ballpoint pen for when I'm at the farmer's market, so that's one change I made because it's kind of hard to use a fountain pen to record sales at the farmer's market because you have to take the lid off, lid on, it has to be the right kind of paper, that type of stuff. So that was one change that I made. Let's see, opening her up. So I mainly have the same signatures that I started off with in the beginning of the year. This is my Book of Shadows slash journal slash diary signature. I've also combined this with my research signature because I figured out having 2 of those, I felt they were a little redundant because I ended up writing most of my weird research in this signature anyway, so. I put a little brad on the front to make this little twisty closure because I figure out that having tea-stained paper is a little bit bulkier, so I wanted to keep the bulk down, and that adds a little bit of pressure to keep it closed. Also, it's a little bit safer. I'm not going to open up my journal and have it open to a random like diary entry, so that's kind of nice. And now I've got my long-term signature here. I do really like having this pencil here, and having a signature, the bulk of a signature on each side of the pencil allows for enough room for it to sit flat in the journal. So I've done that pretty much on both sides here. I'll explain this one a little bit more later. But yeah, I will say this one popped off a couple of times because it's just secured with the clips, so I might stitch this on like I did on the back end of this signature over here. So I might do that. Then I just have the same signature in there, and that's been great. Then I have my bullet journal. I added these little stickers. It's kind of like a pink metallic sticker. Anyway, I just found them at the thrift store and I thought it'd be fun. It kind of matches with some of the other pink accents I've got in here, so. Anyway, loving my bullet journal. I will say, so because it's summer, I want to open up to this page, I've been doing a spread kind of like this, where I have a week and then I have my habits for the week. But since it's summertime, I've been doing way more like little weird futzy stuff, and it's like little things I need to get done that I need to write down or else I'll forget them. And this just isn't enough room for me to remember to, like, you know, move the propane tanks to my shed, right? So there's like all these weird little things I need to do. So anyway, I am going to change this system going forward. I do really like, I mean, for the spring, this has worked really well, but to everything, there is a season, and this is not the season for this spread for me. This worked really well in the spring and in the winter time, but now the weather's actually gotten beautiful, so it's about time for me to be giving more space to myself. Also, I don't know if you guys remember in my Book of Shadows, actually I can get that out for you here, I made a spread talking about taking up more space, and it's so funny, I realized after some of the last weeks where they're super full, I'm like, I'm not allowing myself to take up space, so I need to practice that in my daily journaling as well instead of just in my grimoire. So So here's a little refresher of what that spread looked like. This is something I've been focusing on a lot, so I'd like to integrate this concept of taking up space into my daily journaling. So I think I'm going to end up doing pages where it's maybe 1 or 2 days per page. I've done 2 days per page, but I think that might not even be enough space. So it might just be 1 day per page, which I have never done. And I've been bullet journaling for like quite a while, so I'm kind of excited to see how this goes. I don't know how I'm going to integrate my habits yet, but I'll end up doing a new setup for July so that you can see that here. And I'll do that at the end of the video after I'm done flipping through here. So let's see, after this, so I do have my pen loop up here. Can you see that? I'm still in frame, good. So I have this pen loop up here secured, and this one hasn't popped off at all, which is great. So loving that. So I was telling you, I removed my research signature, and with that came kind of a predicament where I had one signature on each side of this pen, allowing that space like I was talking about on the other side of my bullet journal. But removing this signature that was right here kind of made it a little bit weird, because originally I had, let's see, this was the cover to my research signature, and it had the pen on the back side. So here, I can just show you. So it was in here like this, and then my research signature was in between this folder. So that would have given enough room for the pen there, right? Because it would have been a little bulkier over here. But now I had to flip this around so that the pen wouldn't be hitting the back of my journal here. So I flipped it around, and now I just have an upside down folder. Unfortunately, that means I can't use these little flaps anymore, but I'm still preferring this amount of bulk compared to what it was, because it was pretty bulky there for a while. So the reason I took out my research signature was not only because I wasn't using it as much and I was putting the information in a different signature anyway, but I had to migrate purses. So with that, this was a little bit of a chonky boy, so I had to kind of slim him down a little bit, or slim her down, I suppose. But anyway, so this is just my sewing projects in here still. Believe it or not, if I compare research and sewing projects, apparently sewing projects makes the cut because I've been sewing like a fiend, so I have to record all of my weird little ideas and like different tweaks I want to do on stuff, so yeah, it's important to still stay in there. But yeah, overall I didn't change too much in the setup, just removing a signature here and there, a couple other little tweaks. But altogether, I'm still really liking her. So now I want to show you what I want to do for July. Let's dig into that. Alrighty, here we have the July setup. So I did a normal calendar just like I normally would. And I have gone through in my journal and I've added washi tape to where each of the months I thought would be. So I still have this one for July. And actually I had to skip a couple of pages here between when June ends and July starts because I started putting too many days on each page, so it messed with my system. But anyway, I can fill these up with all sorts of stuff. Trust me, these will not remain empty. But anyway, so I did a normal calendar like I normally would. I'm still tracking, or I guess I'm still planning my tasks by the phases of the moon. So I have this little section here for each of the goals I'd like to achieve in that said time period. I love this. This was originally from a collage notebook. So I really like how the edge kind of blends into the page. I really love how that looks. Hopefully I can find more stuff to pull for magazines that looks like that. Anyway, so got my goals there. So my solution for using a full page while still tracking my habits without having to rewrite them daily is to use a Dutch door type style. So bam, blammo. Every day I'll still be able to see what my habits are. So I have gone ahead and trimmed each of these pages for a week. So that will give me the opportunity to leave another full day if I want to, or that will give me the opportunity to leave another full page and change my habits if I want to after that week. Because I mean, I do like this habit selection. However, there have been like slight changes over each week. So if there are any changes I want to make, I can do that. But I kind of think since this is so pretty, I might just use this for the whole month. It just makes me happy to look at it. That's why I trimmed all of the little sections out so I can see more of the flowers on each page. So it kind of helps unify the style of this whole month as well, or at least this first week. So the way I'm planning on tracking these habits, because the habits are over here, and then, you know, Saturday, that's pretty far away. So I think what I'm gonna do is either just decide that it's gonna be this column here or this very far column. I'll have to experiment and see which one I like better. Or I could just have 2 rows here on the Friday day and have, you know, Friday, Saturday. So I'll have to experiment and see what I like there. But, yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm so excited to, you know, it's kind of silly, but this allows me so much more freedom to be able to write down whatever I want. Just use this as scratch paper. I haven't been using my bullet journal as scratch paper, and I used to do that. So I'm really excited to get back in here and start just throwing everything that'll stick in my bullet journal again. So, oh, this is gonna be so great for summer. Anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed seeing this new July setup and kind of get a peek into my system for the summer. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. And if you did enjoy this, consider giving it a thumbs up. And hopefully I will see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.